Hello and welcome to Realms and Nerds, the Return of Ornon, Season 1 Finale. Fate always demands a price. If this is your first time listening to the Return of Ornon campaign, I would please encourage you to either go back and listen to the campaign from the beginning, either at Episode 1 or Prelude Part 1, or if you're running a little bit short on time or just need a refresher, check out our previous release, which is called The Story So Far, a recounting of the whole campaign by our DM Harrison. We are so excited to finally present the climactic finale to the first arc of our first ever campaign for the show, and whether you've been with us since the start or joined us somewhere along the way, I just want to say a massive thank you for sharing in this adventure with us. As this is a major episode for the campaign, there will be no mid-episode commercial break. I'm going to be taking care of all the housekeeping right now at the front of the episode, and any dynamic ads that we have will play right after this before the episode begins proper. As you know, past episodes of the campaign have started off with a recap. This episode is technically no different. As this is the season finale, I have done a full season recap instead of the usual recap, which ran over 25 minutes, so I released it a couple days ago earlier in the podcast feed. If you want to listen to it before starting the episode, you can find that there. And speaking of recaps, if you listen to our Vasanoka adventures, you may already know that going forward for this campaign and for all the other campaigns, we are no longer doing recaps, at least not of the kind that we have been doing. They have been way too time consuming to put together. So in the interest of getting you guys the episodes in a more timely manner and helping avoid burnout, we are no longer doing the recaps. Also looking forward, though this is the season finale for the campaign, there's actually one more episode proper for this season. It is an epilogue that we will be releasing after this. As always, if you enjoy our podcast and know others who would also enjoy it, please let them know, as word of mouth is the best way to get new listeners. I actually recently updated the link that we have on the bio of our social medias, which I think is the best link to share with people because it gives them several options for the podcatcher of their choice. Now it's a nice link. It's pods.link/realmsnerds. You can send that, and then they can choose from several different listening options, such as Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, etc. Thank you again to our friend Kyle for composing the melody of our main theme. And on the subject of music, I'd also like to note that unlike our past episodes, most of this episode's music is royalty-free Creative Commons music composed by Ivan Dutch. If you'd like to know more, the names of the tracks that I used, as well as a link to his website, can both be found in the episode description. The rest of the music, as per the usual, are original pieces created by yours truly. Thank you again so much for listening, and get ready for the finale of Revenge, the first arc of the Return of Ornon.
The Plane of Doom holds promise. Warriors who have been lost eternally can be found. Enter the land of eternal strife. There you'll find your purpose. On the giving of blood, the world will turn. Fate always demands amends.
So the five of you have just gone through various portals. First, we are going to jump over to Ryder. As you push through your portal, you find yourself in a large hall. There's lots of, benches. The real, communal eating style tables, the long kind of picnic table looks, with several characters sitting around, most of them gnomes. In front of you is a gnome man who says, "Hey, wait a minute, you're not Seebo."
Am I supposed to be Seebo? Because
Yeah, man, Roland told me that he was gonna send Seebo through to us.
So now we're dealing with the... is the portal still open? Ryder goes back to where he ran through the portal and starts feeling up the wall.
What's going on?
Wait, do you have someone in your hand?
Let me see. What's going on?
Yeah, just...
Who's talking?
Just take him real quick. He hands him over, and he starts feeling the wall again.
Okay, hey, bud.
Trying to get...
My name's Rhomash. I'm in a little bit of a predicament here. I'm obviously the size of an ant. This is not my normal size. I need to grow back to my normal size. So if you can find someone who can grow me, that'd be real nice.
Hi, my name's Tom Latudu. I'm the greatest thief ever. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So listen, yeah, the portal is closed. That was kind of the plan.
Shit.
I thought I only had to deal with one gnome, and now I'm in hell.
Whoa.
I mean, you've been in hell for a while, technically.
Now hold on. Gnomes are pretty cool. You know Seebo, he's cool. He's cool.
Mildly.
Whatever.
So here was the deal, alright? Roland was supposed to split you guys all up so that we could throw those mind flayers off your set. You know, they can plane shift, so if we just jumped you all to the same place, they'd follow you.
Well, we did split up, it looks like, so I mean, mission accomplished, kind of.
Yeah, so how did you get small, exactly?
So what happened was we met their leader, and he did this mind freezing thing, and I was frozen. Everyone left me behind to go chase after the mind flayer. He comes back, takes me, and puts me in this tiny ass backpack, like a separate dimension almost.
Don't forget about the rat.
Oh yeah, the rat. We'll get back to that. Anyway, what's important is I was shrunk down to be put in this tiny little backpack that was some kind of alternate dimension thingy. And
I think the idea is a pocket dimension.
Yeah, thank you. A pocket dimension. Anyway, so yeah, I was put in a pocket dimension, and only the Mind Flayer knew how to grow back to normal size when he left the pocket dimension. When I left it, I obviously didn't know what I was doing, so I left it and remained small. So...
You didn't leave it. A tiny rat with his tiny rat hands had you leave
Yes.
it.
Alright, guys, okay. I think that we can probably figure this out. So, we'll get to work on that.
Cool.
So, he takes you to a different area. There's a workshop where some various magic users have a shop set up. It's kind of half like an alchemist's workshop, half of it's sort of a library. It's not like super intense, this particular group, which obviously you guys know this is Seebo's sort of family lineage. They're not super known for being deep, heavy wizards, so there's not like a ton of stuff here, but there's enough that they're able to fix you, Rhomash, and you are back to normal size.
Oh, thank God.
I think I liked you more as a tiny, tiny person.
Yeah, because I couldn't kick your ass if you pissed me off. JK. So, anyway, what are we gonna do? We need to find Seebo and them. Did Roland have, like, a plan for bringing us back together once we split up?
Yeah, so the plan was that you guys were supposed to hang out here for a while, and after a certain amount of time, we don't know exactly when, but after a certain amount of time, another portal's gonna open up, and you guys will go through back to a meeting spot.
Cool. No doubt. So, you got any food? Or anything? I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, I mean, we can get some food for you, for sure. So he takes you back to that first room you were in before, and you guys get some food.
Solid. Would this count as like a long rest? What's going to happen? I'll let you...
Yeah, this would definitely be a long rest. You guys are going to be here for a little bit.
Alright.
After you guys have eaten for a little bit, and the meal's kind of winding down, Tom says, so, here's the thing, I was kind of all prepared for Seebo to be here. Not you guys seem great, but it just, you know, we weren't really set up for you guys. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you guys want to learn to steal stuff or what?
That's all you had to say.
You know what?
So...
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay, so the way that this is going to manifest, you guys, spoiler alert, you are going to level up this session. If you would like to, you can multi-class a level into Rogue by learning from Tom. Or you can just take your normal level up.
I'm gonna think about it. I gotta think about it.
Oh, I'm going rogue. I'm going rogue.
But you can take a level in Rogue if you want to.
I'm going rogue.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm going rogue.
Because there are some things I want for my druid class.
I'm going rogue.
This is gonna be a very unbalanced party.
We're setting the SWAT team. He went rogue.
To part the kimono a little bit, I wasn't exactly expecting two of you to end up in here, but yeah. So I guess you guys can let me know if you guys want to. I mean, I know I'm putting this all on you right now. You guys can let me know in a little bit. We can circle back around to that.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
Next, we are going to jump over to Joshamee. You step through your portal. As soon as you do, you are almost kind of disoriented by this din of, like, hammering. And then after you get your bearings a little bit, you find that you are standing just inside the entryway of a large circular stone room. This place is pretty massive, probably about 150 feet across. Big vaulted ceilings all along it. There are these wide open archways that led out into the afternoon breeze, and you can see as you look out that you're actually in just a massive tower that is situated on the edge of a cliff overlooking a sea. And inside of this room, there are a lot of different workstations set up that are all various craftsmen working with metal. And you recognize the symbol on all of the things that they're making. This is the workshop of Moradin.
Boy, this feels like home. Kinda hate it. I just hope I'm not a prisoner here. Might as well figure out what's going on. I got the helmet, so I guess I'm kinda blending in. Howdy, as they like to say in some places of the world.
Excuse me, who are you?
That's a good question, but the better question is, who are you?
My name is Sile.
Sile?
My name is Sile, yes.
Sile. That's a weird name. I'm sorry. Hi. Nice to meet you,
It's
Sile.
like Kyle, but with an S. A lot of people get it.
Yo,
messed
Kyle
up.
would have been a way better name. I
But-
feel bad for you, dude.
Thank you. I guess, where did you come from?
That's a good question. I kinda don't know.
Farther down, as you kind of scan the room, trying to figure out what's going on here, you see at another workstation is Brunhilde.
Holy shit, you're alive.
Holy shit, you're dead!
I'm not dead, not yet. They can't take me. Not while I still got lungs left in me. I mean, breath left in me. I don't know.
How the hell did you get into hell then?
Oh, we literally just walked through a portal. It was like that. You died, we got in the castle, we fought a dragon. Oh wait, yeah, you're dead.
Are you wearing my fucking helmet?
I am, because I was gonna use it for your, like, burial ceremony. We haven't had it yet, because we're waiting until after we finish whatever we're doing.
You were going to...
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, I felt
Josh-
kind of bad. Yeah.
Joshamee, that's just about the nicest thing that I could have expected from you, and I'm a little sorry for thinking so badly of you now.
That's okay. How's hell?
I mean, we're in Moradin's.
That means
deal.
nothing to me. I don't understand.
It's not bad, but I miss a lot of you. I miss the dragon and
Oh, he's tiny.
the gnome,
He's also tiny, but that's normal.
even the strange brooding half elf or full elf drow. He's a drow.
Yeah, I don't know what he is, but he's sure kinda angsty. How has you been doing?
How are they?
Oh, they're alright. The dragon's tiny. It's kinda funny. Oh, by the way, I got a new friend here. His name is Seth. He talks to me in my head. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I promise that's only kinda true.
I don't know how to take that, so I'm just going to let you talk.
And, I'm happy, but I wish I was still alive.
Yeah, I know. It would have been kind of cool if you hadn't died in that battle. It was a big bummer. I also couldn't carry your body out, so couldn't really do a super proper burial.
I'm still in Bloodvarren?
Yo, that's where we went in the portal to hell, so I guess technically I'm still there too. There was literally, it was either drag your body and get killed as well, or get out of there, and they kind of pulled me out. Wasn't really my choice.
Well, I guess I can't expect much. No need for you to be dying to bury me correctly, but you will. I mean, you have my helmet, so
yeah, I saved my ass a couple times. Even though it's on my head.
I don't know how to take this really. I'd never expected to see you again. I thought that she'd be locked in some place. She hugs him tightly.
That's tight. Oh my god.
But not tight enough to like crush him.
You're crushing me just a little bit.
She backs off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I just didn't.
I can't wait to tell the guys I hugged a dead person. That's kind of cool.
Well, since you're here, would you like a little tour around, or?
Sure. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here, so why not? I ain't got nothing better to do.
Do I know what's going on, or? Do I know what's going on?
So, you don't know what's going on. As you walk around with Joshamee, sort of show him the place, he kind of fills you in on sort of the story so far since your untimely demise. And once he's finally filled you in, you decide that you guys should probably go and talk to Moradin.
A tiefling? You had a tiefling replace me.
We didn't have anybody replace anybody. He just kind of showed up and stuck around. I don't know why.
Oh, well, take off your helmet. Take off your helmet.
Take off my helmet?
Take off your helmet.
But what if we get attacked?
We're in the domain. We're in the, just take off your helmet.
Fine, I'll take off the helmet, but I'll tell you, I got real bad helmet hair right now.
Moradin, do you know, Joshamee Rockhammer?
Joshamee, can you actually do a constitution check for me real quick?
Like saving throw?
Just like a check.
Oh, constitution check would be 18.
Okay, your helmet hair is actually not that bad. It looks all right. Oh yes, child, I remember Joshamee.
That's weird, because I don't ever remember you. Maybe we met when I was a kid. That was a long time ago.
Well, we haven't met in the traditional sense, but I know something of you. I was told to expect you.
I'm a little creeped out, if I'm honest.
Don't be. Your friend Roland told me you might be stopping by for a little bit.
Oh shit, you know Roland?
Of course. Pretty much everyone down here knows Roland.
Yo, that's fucking lit.
So, he didn't really have time to fill me in. Do you think you could catch me up?
Yeah, we're running from mind flayers. He split us up for probably a good reason. I trust them.
We can just do a little. We can do a little wipe here. Yeah, so we don't have to have tons of explanations. So, wipe to 10 minutes later after Joshamee has stuttered through his story.
Yeah.
Oh dear, this is very grave indeed. You must excuse me. If things are really as bad as you say, I think that I need to... I need to make some plans. Brunhilde, as this is your friend, I suppose you wouldn't have any problem entertaining him as a guest as long as he's here?
Oh, no problem whatsoever, sir.
Now, Joshamee, I'm not exactly sure how long it will be until the portal that takes you away opens, so consider yourself a guest until you,
There's a portal taking me away?
Yes, Roland told me that he didn't have time to say much, but what he did told me is that you were coming and that at some point another portal was going to open for you to rendezvous with your companions.
Oh, okie dokie.
And you are also gonna level up, by the way.
Yo, level 6.
Again, I guess if you want to try to do some kind of a multi-class and learn something from Brunhilde, you can.
Shit, what was Brunhilde anyway? Cleric and...
Fighter and cleric.
Fighter and
Oh,
cleric.
you have options.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this whole wearing the Moradin helmet thing is going to become a full-time gig for you or not. But, yeah. So you don't need to make any decisions about that right now. I'm just letting you know that it's going on. All right. So I guess, is there anything else here that you kind of want to role play at this point?
Nah, I think, as far as I know, we got pretty much everything covered.
Right. Seebo, you step through the portal, and you find yourself on a grassy hill overlooking some of the most beautiful expanse that you've ever seen. Judging just by the general scenery, you think that you are somewhere close to the eastern wastelands, but in a more grassy part of it, not quite the dead, dry part that you journeyed through before.
So, like, closer to the forest?
Yeah, a little, like, more on the western side of the eastern wasteland. But you're in that general area you just recognize from the shrubbery and, the various trees.
Uh-huh.
So, as you look around, you see, off in the distance, some kind of a homestead.
Isn't this just beautiful? Back on the continent of Pen something. You still haven't named this continent, have you?
Pandora.
Pandora.
I mean, we didn't name.
I don't think we ever actually talked about it.
We did. I don't know if we still have named this.
All right, well, whatever.
Continent.
You still have not divulged
Because
that.
we named the world, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, finally, back in the material plane again. Well, I guess I'm all by myself again. And... Alright, Roland sent me here. Why would Roland send me here? Ooh, what's that? Seebo's going to start making his way towards this homestead. And as he gets closer, I guess, can I roll a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Get a nice look-see-do.
We know it's going to be
It's
ridiculous.
gonna be a 25.
Yeah.
Fucking God.
All right, Seebo, as you begin to walk towards this homestead, you get there, you're walking at a pretty leisurely pace, so it's coming into greater view slowly. So the first thing you can make out is that there's a house, a barn, and then kind of a little outbuilding, sort of a shed next to the barn. There's a pretty sizable field, and as you get closer, you see there's a farmer driving a team of horses with a plow and plowing this field, and he's wearing a pretty wide brim hat, pushing these horses along at a leisurely pace. And eventually, as you're starting to get near, he removes his hat to wipe some sweat off of his brow, and you realize that this is Joan Redsun.
So Seebo's gonna pick up his pace. He's gonna start jogging, like running, and as he gets closer, he's gonna start waving to try and catch his attention.
Okay. Joan, you see this figure running towards you, waving their arms. And one other thing, you have no memories after the day before your family was killed. Not only that, it is actually, for you, about 2 years after what would have been that day.
Joan is going to put his hand on the pommel of his knife on his side, casually.
Hey, Joan!
He's going to put his hand around the handle, and he's just going to stare at this person running at him.
Okay. Seebo, I think at this point you've reached the edge of his field.
Joan!
Now hold on. Don't take one step further.
Okay, alright.
If you got any weapons, put them on the ground.
All of them?
That's a weird question, but yes.
Fine! Seebo's gonna grab his 4 daggers and toss them on the ground, and his short sword, and his rapier, and his short bow, and think that's probably it.
Son, what are you doing with all those weapons?
Who are you calling son? You think just because of my short stature, you can refer to me as a younger person than I am?
Now you're acting real hostile. I don't think I want you coming any closer.
Hey, I just threw all my weapons down on the ground for you. Now you can at least talk to me.
I am talking to you.
You're just getting real agitated about nothing.
Why are you being like this, Joan?
How do you know my name?
How do you not know mine?
I've never met you in my damn life.
What? What are you talking about? I know you. You're Joan Redsun. The law.
I don't know what you're talking about, the law.
What? You're like Mr. Travels around the Eastern Wasteland with his gunslinging skills and shoots magic bullets.
Now,
family's
hold on
dead and has a arch nemesis named Jack who runs after him. Come on.
Listen,
There's some things that you're saying that I don't know how you know.
there's some things that you're saying that are plain nonsense. In fact, most of what you're saying is nonsense.
But the one thing I want to know is, how do you know about my gun? I've never told a soul in my life.
Oh boy. Am I not in the real world? What is this?
Seebo, as you're pondering this, at the door of the farmhouse, you see Joan's family kind of appear in the doorway as they have heard this commotion and they're kind of sticking their head out.
Joan, your family.
Abigail, take William and get back inside, now.
I don't understand. Look, I know I sound crazy.
You're damn right.
Mr. Redsun, please, listen, hear me out. We've traveled together before. We were adventuring parties. We traveled all around the country and we fought liches and we were after magic rings. I know this sounds all crazy, but what is... Could we just sit down? Could we talk? I don't understand, because I know Joan Redsun, but apparently the Joan Redsun I know isn't you. Because the Joan Redsun I know is a gunslinger. He made his own weapon after his family was murdered by an evil man named Jack, and he started up an entire crew of people that go around the entire Eastern Wasteland and are hurting people. Is that not a thing? Have you never heard of the Fist?
I can't readily say I have.
What's your name, son?
My name is Seebo Turel Nim.
Well, Mr. Nim, how about you come inside and we'll get something to drink and figure this all out.
Thank you.
So when you go inside, go ahead and do a persuasion check for me.
That's an unnatural 20.
Okay. So Joan, as he's starting to talk, he kind of talks back and forth with you for a while, and I think that maybe you don't get to a point where you quite believe him fully, but I think that maybe you get to the point where you maybe are convinced that he is like from a different dimension or reality, or you're not quite, you still can't fully wrap your head around it, but you have this thought that he's not lying to you.
So
Whatever
telling the truth, at least to him, what is the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Well, weird thing is, I kind of believe you, but at the same time, everything you said doesn't... No recollection. I've never heard of most of the things you've said.
I know, I've said it a million times already, but yeah. I know I sound crazy. It's just... Look, Roland sent us through these portals. The magician I was telling you about. And he sent me here, I guess. And in the world I'm from, the dimension, or whatever it is, you, Joan Redsun, were fighting in Bloodvarin, a city beneath the ground, and you died, and we had to put you in a stasis pod, and I we were working our way to find someone that could bring you back, and I don't know. You're dead, but you're not dead, and you're alive here, and I don't understand.
Well, I got enough farmhands now that I could probably step away if needed for a few days or a week. Help you figure out what you're supposed to do, get you back where you came from, or what have you, if needed.
Thank you. I'm not sure really what to do, but I'm glad to have your assistance.
It's not a problem, young man.
Now, I was wondering, could I get another drink?
Absolutely.
What's the plan here for you guys then? Are you guys gonna stay on the farm, or are you gonna start wandering around? Like, what's the plan here?
Seebo isn't really sure what to do. Roland just dropped him out in the middle of the Eastern Wasteland, and he's got a Joan that's not Joan. He's kind of thinking that maybe if he goes back towards the White Timber Forest, he'd be able to contact his family, but they're not really even in the know about any of the stuff that he needs them to be in the know about, so he doesn't really know what to do.
Okay. So, as Seebo sits pondering his thoughts and sipping on his drink, Joan, one of your farmhands comes in and gives you some pretty unfortunate news. He's got a family member down south who has just received word has fallen very ill, and so he needs to leave right away to go back and take care of them. So he's going to be leaving you short-handed here.
That's fine, Frederick. You know, as I say, family's the most important thing in this world, so you go take care of what you need to take care of.
He nods to you, and after saying his thanks, he goes ahead and takes off.
Well, Mr. Nim, seems we've been put into a pretty precarious situation.
Look, sir, I understand. I'm not sure what to do, and look, I understand. You need to stay on your farm.
Well, I appreciate that. If there's anything you need before you head out to places unknown, anything you need, anything you want, just let me know and I'll help you in any way I can.
Might be a few rations for the road.
Sure, we can see what I got stored up for extra provisions.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, so you guys spend the rest of the day helping, you kind of help Seebo gather a few provisions, have some dinner with your family, and it's great, you guys are almost the perfect family. And Seebo, you see how happy Joan is, how much his life really was kind of torn apart from him when he lost his family. And Joan, on your part, even though you know that everything that Seebo said to you seems ridiculous, there's just something in your head that just won't let go. It's like an itch you can't scratch, or just something at the back of your head you just can't quite grab onto. And this feeling just sticks in your head. As the night gets later, Joan gets restless and he goes out and sits on the porch and tries to smoke his pipe a little bit, and that doesn't seem to help, so he sort of walks around the property and still nothing. He's just completely restless, so he decides that he's gonna try to turn in. And just as you get in bed and lay down, you keep thinking, for whatever reason, even though you haven't thought about this for a long time, you keep thinking about the chest at the foot of your bed, and how buried at the bottom of it, underneath your winter clothes, is a carefully wrapped package with a revolver in it. That thought just sticks in your head as you slowly slip into sleep late in the night. And as you do, you have the most terrible dream you've ever had in your life. A vision of fire and your house burning, and you're running around in confusion and you can't find your family. Just a complete hopelessness, and you wake up very, very early in the morning just in a cold sweat.
I think he's probably up before anybody else. He's not gonna disturb Abigail. He's gonna actually go to the foot of the bed and quietly open up the chest and dig down, pull out the package, and unwrap it, and look at his revolver.
While Joan is doing this, Seebo, you're fast asleep in, I think you're actually up in the loft of the barn. There's not really...
Slung up a hammock.
Yeah, there's not really a spare bedroom in the house, so... And it's a nice night, so you just kind of decided to shack up in the barn.
Yep.
And you hear a sound that rouses you from your sleep, and as you look, a portal has opened up about 5 feet away from you in this hayloft.
Seebo's going to, I guess, go through the portal?
Okay. Seebo gathers his things and goes through the portal. And Joan, as you slip out of the house and go to talk to Seebo, maybe question him more about the things that he told you, you find that he has vanished without a trace, leaving you to wonder what exactly it all meant. Míchael, you find yourself on the outskirts of Beacon. As you look around, however, this is not Beacon as you remember leaving it. This is Beacon that you remember from your studies. You remember seeing pictures of Beacon like this. This was back when the followers of Bahamut were at their full peak of power and influence within the city.
So would there be like banners and flags in the city, or like are we talking full
We got a statue of a fucking dragon.
Yeah, so as a quick history lesson, the city of Beacon was never fully controlled by the followers of Bahamut. However, at one point they held much more sway over the governing of the city. More so think like they were at the level of like the Middle Ages Catholic Church, where they weren't technically the government, but they kind of were. So there was a great deal more influence at this time.
They were the government.
But also a warrior cult,
They were the law.
Right, so then obviously as time progressed, the dwarves just didn't like the fact that they were having so much say in the city that they felt that they had built, so they kind of tried to stamp that down, and there was a lot of politics involved in that. But suffice to say, at one point the followers of Bahamut were much more influential in the city. So anyway, so you are on the outskirts of the city.
So on the outskirts of the city, it's kind of just like a barren wasteland, isn't it? Or is it more so like
No. The
small towns?
Yes, you're on the so if the city is kind of on the southern shore of the continent, you're kind of on the western side of that. So the part that's kind of more wastelandish is the northern side of the mountain.
Okay.
Because that's where all of the slag that was hauled out of the mountain when they tunneled into it was dumped. But the part you're on is sort of, yeah, I mean, it's just like houses and farms and things that sort of slowly build into being, the bigger city.
Okay.
Where you are standing currently, you can also kind of see the temple in its position over there within the city.
Then Míchael's going to try to find somebody nearby, because he's trying to do a reality check.
Okay.
And he says, "Pardon me, but what year is it? And who holds the influence of power here?"
Hello, good sir. The year is 1437. What do you mean by who holds the influence? Like, who's the king, or...?
If it's a king, then yes. But I see many banners for Bahamut and much representation here.
Well, I'm sorry to, if this is too forward, sir, but given your armor, I just kind of assumed that you would know the situation.
I seem to have been misplaced in my time. For where I remember this city, there is not quite the same representations. From what I remember, the city is much fallen to the dwarves and their construction of pleasure of gold and the possession of it.
Well, I guess I could say that That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but I'll tell you what I know. The king is King Dryden. He's a dwarf, but he has many advisors in the Temple of Bahamut. They kind of help him to oversee the city. Honestly, I don't really get into the city a whole lot. You know, too much hustle and bustle for me. I like to be out here where it's a little bit more calm and peaceful, you know?
Pray tell, could you point me in the direction of the city's central temple?
Of course. And he kind of turns around and points, and you can see, as I said before, you can kind of see the top of the temple sticking out above the buildings. There's the Temple of Bahamut, and if you go just a little ways over from that, there's the entrance into the castle.
Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. And pray tell, what was your name again?
My name is Devin.
Thank you, Devin. And with that, Míchael heads in the direction of the temple.
Okay. You work your way through the city, and I mean, it looked, like I said, it doesn't look exactly the way that you remember it, but it's still the same kind of feel. You know, the shipping district is where it's always been, and the traders and things like that.
Do I pass by any open markets on the street on my way through?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then, could he perhaps purchase some food, like produce, on his way through, just because he's definitely taken a beating in the last, Míchael, 24 hours, relative to whatever time he's in?
Yeah, you definitely can
a little parched.
Haggle for a little bit of food here.
Alright, cool.
So you're continuing towards the temple, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. You've arrived at the entrance to the temple. There are a couple of guards standing at the front entrance, and they look at you questioningly as you walk up. Sir, have you been in a battle? You appear to be a bit bloodied.
I have many long tales to share with those who would care to listen. Allow me entrance and I shall regale all of my goings-on and find out what exactly it is that we are currently in.
Are you a true follower, or do you just wear the armor?
I assure you I was next in line to be the High Priest in the time that I come from. I was only on my final task before my appointment and anointment.
Well, in that case, then you should probably go and speak to the High Priest.
Thank you. Take me to him directly if you may, or point me in the direction of which way I can proceed.
Okay. One of the guards opens the door and he leads you in through corridors, which you scarcely need to be led through. You remember these corridors well. And he brings you to the central room that you know of as the inner area of the temple. And the High Priest is standing on a sort of a small raised dais in the center with his back to you.
Hail, Elder.
He, on hearing this, turns to look at you and has a look of shock on his face, and he says, Míchael? This is your father.
Míchael loses his breath for a moment, but then, taking in the surroundings, he says, Father, I must tell you, from the time that I come, there's a great tragedy that befalls our family.
Yeah, Míchael, my son, have you finally passed on as well? Has Bahamut called you home?
If this is what you say, then we are in the land of the dead?
Yes, we are in the land of the dead. This is Bahamut's sacred temple.
Well, how can this be? You must be trapped in a moment where we are still at our life, at our peak.
This area, this temple, Bahamut maintains his realm at the height of his power in all areas. My son, it's so good to see you. It's been a very long time.
Yes, Father. I appear what may be a stranger to you compared to the son that you left behind in the land of the living. I've been through many life experiences. Over 150 years have passed from when you may have last seen me.
Míchael, I'm sorry, I don't normally find myself at such a loss for words. He takes a few steps forward and he opens his arms, kind of beckoning you in for an embrace.
Míchael takes his father's forearm and kind of draws him in, wraps his other arm around him.
You embrace your father, and this moment feels like it goes on for a long time, and suddenly you become aware of this cold sensation in your side. And as you feel this, you look down, and your father's hand has plunged a dagger into your side. And he pulls you in tighter, and he leans in and whispers in your ear, "I'm sorry I lied. I do remember your parents." The illusion is stripped away, because Míchael, you failed your dexterity save last session. You in fact did not escape through a portal. You were engulfed by the Mind Flayers and brought into another of their cruel mind games. And now standing before you with a knife in your side is Malleoculus. You find yourself no longer in the room with the Mind Flayers, but rather standing on a high cliff overlooking an abysmal expanse of red flame and complete and utter destruction down below. You see on the ground, about 10 paces away from you, Roland is laying on the ground, half of his body badly burned. He appears to be unconscious, and your enemy gloats over you as you drop to your knees.
Torturous fiend, how long will you taunt me with visions and dangle me upon the edge of existence, not serving me either unto death, nor facing me as a man alive?
You fool. You thought that I would just simply face you. You thought that this was all just about some petty vendetta from almost 200 years ago? No, I have much greater plans for you, and now you are here.
How else could I irk your existence? That must only be the reason that I am still alive. For otherwise you would drop me into death immediately upon seeing me, if you recall.
It is true, but I have great plans. You see where we are now. We are at the doorstep of the land of Tiamat. And my master, Ornon, is at hand. He has struck a deal with Tiamat, a sacrifice of a high-ranking follower of Tiamat's greatest enemy, Bahamut. And in exchange, Ornon will be free to roam the world.
I would rather face death as a man. Why would you do this great sacrilege upon my soul?
I care not for your soul. Your soul is mine, as countless others have been over my thousands of years of existence.
Curse you! Curse you!
Míchael, go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
It's 15.
As you have this conversation, you realize that this knife that has been plunged into your side was laced with some sort of deadly poison. As your body begins to give way and you start to sway, but you are just able to lean forward, and swiping out with your hand, you sort of keep yourself upright, kind of grabbing a boulder so you don't completely fall over, and you kind of are able to maintain at least kind of a kneeling position. And so now we're going to go back to Joan. In your realm, it's actually been a couple weeks since the events that happened with Seebo and his untimely departure. You've just continued to kind of think and grow on these things that Seebo told you, and you keep trying to dismiss it away. You keep trying to say that this is, was just a crazy person, or you know, he was from a different dimension or something. You go through a million possibilities, but you just can't get it out of your head. One night, you have another dream, and in this one, you see more fragments, more flashes, and they start to sort of come together, and you see more and more of this life that Seebo told you lived that you don't remember. And you wake up, just like you did last time, and you decide that you're going to walk out into your workshop just to try to clear your head and think, even though it's sort of the middle of the night. As you walk out and you enter the workshop, a window sort of opens, if you will. Not quite a portal you could walk through, but kind of a hole in space. And as you peer through it, a face peers out. This is a face you don't quite recognize, but this is the face of Jairus, the king's personal wizard. And he goes, "Now, Joan, I know you don't remember me, but my name is Jairus, and I know that you are starting to remember things."
Yeah, I had a stranger a couple weeks ago. Said his name was Seebo Turel, something like that. He told me about things. I didn't believe him, but tonight I had the strangest dreams. They were things that he had told me, but I was seeing them as if they had happened.
Yes, now, Joan, this is going to be very hard for you. Everything that Seebo told you was true. I know that you can't believe it, that you don't want to believe it, but it's true. Right now, you are in, essentially, the afterlife. But, you're not quite gone from the material plane yet. I know you've felt it, a nag, a tug, a pain in your shoulder that comes from nowhere. Just things that seem like you're not completely tethered with where you are. Now, listen, you have a choice, Joan. I can't make this choice for you. If you want, I can erase everything from your brain. None of what the gnome told you will ever come up in your head again. You can live this perfect life. But the other option is that I can bring you back. Already things are in motion that very soon you could be brought back, and you'll remember everything. You'll remember all the pain and the heartbreak, but you'll be able to help your friends. The choice is up to you.
See, here's the thing, Jairus. The thing that I always say, nothing is more important than family. And if what you're saying is true, that everything that little gnome said is true, it seems to me that I've been letting part of my family down. And there's only one way I see about going if that's the case. If needs be, bring me back. Help me help my family. I know one day I'll be back to see this family, but if they're in trouble, I should be there.
Very well. Prepare your things and be ready when I come again. And with that, the window closes. We now are going to return to this desolate cliff top. The rest of you, Seebo, Joshamee, Ryder, and Rhomash, when you stepped through your portals to come back, you were ambushed. With Roland being incapacitated, the mind flayers were able to enter his brain and find the location of the rendezvous. You were ambushed upon coming out. So now the four of you have been brought forward and forced to your knees. And you see Míchael struggling to stand, the life sort of flowing out of him. And you are now all before Malleoculus as well.
Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, Mally, long time no see.
Is this the dude that we are supposed to not like, right?
Oh, yes, quite.
Okay.
He's a total ass wagon.
Well then, fuck you and fuck your mother.
Ugh. Why was I so stupid? I should have joined those stupid mind flayers and destroyed you from the inside out. Ugh, this was a terrible plan.
You know...
Seebo, think harder!
Seebo, it's all in the past. Let's look to the future.
We don't have much of a future, I'm afraid.
Hey, speak for yourself.
You all can talk all you want. It won't matter soon. It's nearly time for things to begin.
What exactly is beginning, Mr. Lockless?
I think he prefers Mally, honestly.
Well, I prefer to call him bitch. Because that's what he is.
I find it best to pretend he's not even there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I forgot you were there.
See, it works wonders. I forgot you were there too.
As you all banter, Malleoculus beckons, and Joshamee, you are forced to your feet. Seebo, you as well are forced to your feet.
Hey! Whoa, I didn't do anything, okay?
And the two of you are led over to what appears to be the only significant structure on this barren plain. There is an abhorrent slab of stone in the center of this clearing. There is blood stains all over it, and every inch is covered with demonic runes. You are led forward and pushed down and bound with your heads over the edge of this slab of stone.
I know my rocks, and I gotta say, I really don't like these rocks.
I don't like these rocks either, Joshamee. Oh boy.
Míchael, do a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's unnatural 20.
Okay. The poison is working its course, but you are able to keep some of your strength. Go ahead and try to make. I guess I'll leave this up to you. You have time to try to make one sort of action or attack or whatever.
One action turn.
So you've got Malleoculus is basically right in front of you.
Okay. I cast Misty Step, teleport 30 feet away, and I would like to do a strength check to try to string my bow.
Okay.
I mean, that's a 10. Struggling to open up the Odysseus bow, I instead, in a fluid action, pull out the longbow and knock an arrow.
Okay.
And try to aim for as vital of a spot as I can see. Back of his head.
Alright.
His back is turned to me.
He turned as you did your Misty Step, so he's looking right at you.
Shoot him in his eye.
Straight for the eye. Fuck. That's a 9.
Okay. That is not gonna do it, as Míchael is weakened by the effects of this poison. He is not able to shoot his arrow straight. Go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw again with disadvantage.
Well, it doesn't get much worse than a 6. Oh. Next one would have been a 19.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
As you try to make this attack, one of the mind flayers swiftly comes up behind you, wraps its tentacles around you, sort of subduing you, and Malleoculus strides up and grabs you by the throat. Please, don't struggle. Just make this easier for all of us.
I will struggle with every breath that I have left. The essence of my existence is my struggle against hardship.
He is gonna grab you. Go ahead and do a strength check for me.
That's a 13.
You are unable to resist as he takes you and he drags you over and throws you down onto this altar. However, and this is going to be a little bit important for you, go ahead and make a dexterity check for me.
Please don't fucking die.
That's a 16.
As the poison coursing through your veins has nearly run its course and you are knocking on the door of death, Malleoculus throws you headlong onto this altar. You just have the briefest glimpse where you're able to snatch out your hand and you pull the pendant of Ornon that he wears around his neck off of its chain, and you grasp it in your hand. Now, Míchael, you see your vision blur and your eyes close, and suddenly you are in the presence of your god. However, you hear him sort of as someone far away, like not as booming and commanding as before.
Míchael, you are in a grave situation.
Indeed I am.
I have chased this quest
To take down the greatest of the enemies of your followers. But I have followed this strange and wandering life course with passion.
and I am far beyond my limit.
I am now on the doorstep, and I feel like it is just outside of my grasp. What little strength I can accomplish on my own is nearly at its limit, and far beyond it.
I ask you only for the strength to defeat him, that I may ascend as the High Priest that I was born to be.
But son, you are very far away. You are at the doorstep of our greatest foe. My power is our... I regret that I can only do so much. There stands before you 3 things. One of them, the life of your 2 companions who are about to be executed with you. The other, your own life. And the third, your revenge. I only have it within me to grant you 2 of these things. You must choose them.
Without hesitation, Lord Bahamut, I would offer the lifeblood of your enemies. Though I cannot find it without of myself to condemn my companions, for they too, indeed, have served well along this path, and I would not have found as much progress without them. If only you can promise me an afterlife of killing upon your golden fields. I fear that I have nothing left in this life, other than to lead the other followers in your worship.
Míchael, you have been great among my servants. Now go, enact your revenge. Take my power, and know that hope is on its way.
Your vision clears, and you see that you are laying flat on your back on the altar. These mind flayers have daggers at the ready to slit the throats of your 2 companions. Míchael himself stands above you with a dagger aimed directly at your heart. And just as his dagger descends towards your chest, it rings and shatters as a projectile slams into it. And you turn your head, and there stands Joan Red's son, pistol in hand, and you hear a voice of Bahamut, now sounding very far away in your ear, say,
Use my power. Crush the pendant in your hand and become like a god.
Míchael, as your fist tightens on this pendant, you suddenly find that your body is imbued with the power of Bahamut himself, and you crush it as easily as you would crush an ant. And you now stand upon the altar with the power of a god. What do you do?
I immediately begin the killing of Míchael.
Alright. Míchael, seeing your strength, your power, has turned and begun to run as fast as he can. You hear him yelling almost incomprehensible spells as he's frantically trying to cook something up to protect himself.
Then I cross the distance between us and draw both my short swords to carve him up.
I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You just absolutely decimate him. It is almost too easy. You just completely slice him up. He tries to hold up his hands in defense. No avail. He throws spells at you, and they appear to just bounce off of some sort of invisible armor as you completely hack him to the ground. And now he sits propping himself up on one arm, holding on to his last gasp of life, and he simply says, "How?"
Only by the power of the righteous Bahamut.
You slice your foe's head off, and he drops to the ground. And you stand there, breathing heavily, and you turn, and everyone else up here on this field, the Mind Flayers and your companions alike, have just stood watching this display of power, just in complete shock. Nobody has moved from their positions. And as you turn to them, you give them one final salute, saying,
"Fare thee well, dear friends, to fairer fields and better fields. Wherever the clash of battle is at its peak, you may find me."
And with that, Míchael leaves the material plane. Now, the rest of you need to fight a couple Mind Flayers real quick.
Fuck them up.
We need to roll for initiative.
Yeah, I don't know what my new HP
Yeah.
should be.
I already know my new HP. I did this all while you guys were all.
Well, I was. You went on.
Alright, who's got their initiative rolls?
22.
Joshamee rolled a 14. Joan got 23.
Rhomash got 9.
It's happening just like I wanted it to
Seebo got
happen.
19.
What did Joan get?
23.
So after the display of what just happened, most of the Mind Flayers fled, but 2 of them still remain. Joan is up first.
Okay. Quick question. Is Jones still the level he was when he died?
Yes.
Fuck. But okay. Alright.
Where are you? Level 4?
Yep. Joan is going to cast a level 3 fireball.
Okay, at which one?
Where are they in comparison to him?
So, the way that it's arrayed is you're kind of standing in the center of the field. You've got Rhomash and Joshamee over by the altar, and then Ryder and Seebo are sort of a ways off from them, and the Mind Flayers are kind of like just a little bit behind them.
I thought.
So the Mind Flayers are the furthest from Joan?
I thought they took Seebo.
They took Seebo and Joshamee to the.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
altar.
I'm sorry. Seebo and Joshamee are by the altar.
Is that where the Where are the Mind Flayers? That's what I need
Close
to
to
know.
Rhomash and
Close to
Ryder.
Rhomash and Ryder.
So how far are they from Joan?
Not too. You guys were all pretty close. They're probably only about 15 feet or so.
Alright. So I guess whichever one is...
We'll just say the first one.
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
You
It
don't
doesn't really
have a
matter.
preference.
No, I don't have a preference
Okay.
at all. Well, that's a great way to start off. Good old Joan. Oh, that's 12 versus AC.
That's not quite gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Ryder.
Ryder sees Joan's shiny gun, and he's like, that's kind of neat. So, Ryder is going to take his movement and dodge roll away from them, and then face back towards them, putting his fingers into a gun shape and firing Eldritch Blast from it. That's a 20.
That hits. Which one are you shooting at?
The one that was holding me down.
Okay. We'll say that's the second one.
Okay, so that's 9 plus 7 equals 16 plus 4, so 20.
Alright, yeah, you do a good deal of damage to him. Seebo, you're up.
How close is the Mind Flayer's like right up on him, right?
Yeah, the one that he just shot is like real close to you.
Okay, I guess Seebo's gonna jump up, gonna take 2 attacks with his daggers, and then he's going to disengage.
Okay.
That is 18,
Yep.
and that is 20.
Yep, that is.
$20.
20 points of damage.
Damn it.
I forgot about all when I get to hit that sneak attack that I get to add all the d6s.
Yeah, so that guy, he's looking real beat up now. Now it is the turn of the other Mind Flayer. He is gonna turn towards Ryder, and he's gonna cross the distance to you and do a tentacle attack. 22.
Yeah, it hits.
So he's gonna hit you for 15 psychic damage, and you are grappled. So at the start of your turn, you're gonna have to do a saving throw.
Okay.
All right. Next up is Joshamee.
They weren't bound or anything on the things, right? Like they're good.
They were able to get loose. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The mind flare that, because one of them hasn't been attacked, right?
Yeah, the one that was near Rhomash.
Yeah, the one that. You know what? The one that led Joshamee over and put him on there, like the one that was holding him down and then led him to the thing, because he specifically fucked that guy.
I think he ran away with the.
Was that one of the ones that ran away?
I will say that was the first one.
Okay, well that's the one that he's gonna F you and try and kill. So he's gonna take out his long sword and one of his short swords. First attack with the short sword is 9, which isn't going to do, and neither is the second one because that's only 7.
Those aren't going to do. Next up is the other Mind Flayer that's been very beat up. He's going to do a tentacle attack, try to go against Seebo. 13 against AC.
No go.
Okay, he's not going to hit you then. Rhomash.
Alright, these Mind Flayers, how close are they to each other right now?
They're split up a little bit. One's over by Ryder.
Okay.
The other one is over right next to Seebo.
Okay. Which one was the most damaged again?
Most damaged is the one over by Ryder.
And the one by Ryder has him grappled right now.
Correct, yeah.
I thought the damaged one just attacked Seebo just now.
No.
Oh, okay. Alright,
well, I damaged one.
Or no, I'm sorry, yeah, the one that...
damaged,
yeah, the one that's... I'm sorry, yeah. The one that is... I said that backwards. The one that is damaged attacks Seebo. The one...
That's
less damaged is attacking Ryder.
Okay. I'm going to roll to see if I can perform a magical spell. That's a 17. Gotta love my favorite number.
17. Yeah. 17. Go ahead and do your spell.
Okay. My spell I'm casting is Call Lightning, and I'm casting it as a 4th level spell.
Okay.
Thank you, leveling up. So it's going to do an extra amount of damage. What's happening is I'm calling a storm cloud above us, and I'm calling down a bolt of lightning to a point that I can see within range, and the range is 120 feet. And every creature within range of that, within 5 feet of that, has to do a dexterity saving throw. And I'm calling it 5 feet behind the Mind Flayer, away from, behind the one that's the least damaged, which is by Ryder.
By Ryder, yeah.
Away from Ryder, on the other side of the Mind Flayer, 5 feet away from the Mind Flayer, so it just gets hit by this thing.
Okay.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 13.
Okay, it failed. So it's going to take full damage. I have to do 4d10 lightning damage on it.
Okay.
29 lightning damage on it. And,
well, here's the good news.
What's the good news?
When you rolled a 17, your spell actually comes out at double power.
Holy Jesus.
So you're going to hit for 58 points of damage on him. As you just,
bolt of lightning.
Obliterate him with lightning. So he is looking very, very bad as you just smoke this dude with a lightning bolt.
As a bonus action, I'm going to transform into Bearmosh.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, this lasts 10 minutes, concentration, and as a bonus action, on each of my consecutive turns, I can... Oh, no, sorry, as an action, I can use this again for the next 10 minutes, so long as I maintain concentration.
Okay.
I got the power!
Next up is Joan.
Alright, Joan's gonna try shooting that Mind Flayer he was shooting at again with another level 3 fireball. That's gonna be 23 versus AC.
That does it.
Okay, so...
Oh.
No, No one's by him, right?
By who?
No.
Cool. Like no one's 20 feet from him, right? I didn't listen. I didn't realize what.
You do know what Fireball does, right?
No, I haven't played this character in literal months.
Oh shit!
I haven't looked at these spells in
You
so
better
long.
hope no one's.
Okay, what it? Okay.
Which one are you attacking? The one I just
Can you
attacked?
shoot it in such a way similar to what Ash did, where that mind flare would be on the edge of it, and it wouldn't really give? Like, is there enough room?
Hold on.
Where
What did you
we're in an
cast?
open space, right?
Fireball.
You did Fireball,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's because it's each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere. So I guess
Dude,
it'd be actually
you
be
choose,
10 feet.
Right. You
What?
choose the point where it hits,
I know, that's what I'm
so-
saying. That's why I was asking. I was trying to remember if we're in an open space. So he's gonna shoot it off to the side so that like the mind flare gets caught up in it, but not around everyone else. All right.
Just shoot right here.
So if I shot right at him, anybody within 10 feet of him in any direction would also get fucked.
I don't know if you can, like...
Well, I'm trying my best. Do you want me to do like something to like for some sort of thing for accuracy on how close
I guess if
or
you're
far from him?
I
Just
guess...
roll, dude.
Well, he's telling me that I can't.
I guess do, like, a dexterity roll for me.
Okay. Oh shit. 7. Oh wait, no, that's a saving throw. Yeah, 7.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're gonna miss your mark a little bit here.
Okay, so am I getting too close for comfort?
You're getting
or
too
far
close,
away?
yeah.
Okay,
Ryder's
so-
gonna get hit a little bit here.
Well, everybody that is in range has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So Ryder and the Mind Flare.
And I really hope you save, Ryder.
Yeah.
It's 9.
15.
Okay. And I'm looking at versus spell save DC.
Yeah, your spell say
Okay.
DC.
And then dice roller always wins. So you
Yeah.
win. Because mine is literally 15. Alright, so Ryder's going to take half damage. Flare's going to take the full damage.
Is this guy on our side, or should I be afraid of him?
I don't know. I don't remember him.
19.
It's fair to say he doesn't remember you either.
29 points of fire damage.
So,
You take 14.
but I also have Infernal
So
Constitution.
half of that.
So 7 damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's not too bad.
So Ryder takes 7 damage, and the Mind Flayer's head just explodes from this massive flaming fireball.
And I don't have to make another saving throw.
No.
It's good to be back.
Ryder, you're up now.
Who is this madman? Alright, he's going to launch another Eldritch Blast at the other Mind Flayer.
Okay.
Or at the Mind Flayer that's still alive, I guess would be a more apt. So 17?
That'll hit.
So 17?
Alright, yeah, this guy's also looking real bad. And, Seebo, you're up.
Okay, so Seebo's still pretty close to this dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna quick grab from his bag the alchemist fire that he got out of the when they were inside the Mind Flayer's place. So he's gonna grab out all the alchemist fire and he's just gonna chuck it at this dude.
All of them?
Yeah, there were like 3 of them.
3 of them?
I don't know if you can throw 3 at the same time.
Don't know.
2 of them? 1 for each hand?
Leave it to the DM.
You never even gave me stats for alchemist fire.
Yeah, I'm pulling them up right now. So, Alchemist Fire is, can throw it up to 20 feet. You gotta make a ranged attack. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Or just 1?
I mean, you could, I guess, you have multi-attack, right? Like, you can make multiple attacks.
I can attack with 2 hands.
Right. So I guess you can throw both if you want to.
Okay.
So I'll let you do 2.
So Seebo's gonna reach into his pack, and he's gonna grab out 2 alchemist fire bottles, and he's gonna chuck both of them at this Mind Flayer. That's not gonna hit. 17.
That one will hit. So go right ahead and roll 1d4.
4.
Okay, so he takes 4 points of damage right now. And he looks real bad. And actually, now it's his turn, so you gotta roll damage again, because he takes 1d4 at the start of each of his turns, so...
1.
Okay. He didn't like that very much. So he's gonna try and attack Seebo. And that's not gonna do it. That's 13.
No, sir.
I didn't think so. Joshamee.
Oh shit, I got another character gonna be.
For this brief period.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, not really digging it. Okay. We're gonna attack the dude with his longsword, short sword. Although opposite order. Short sword. That's gonna be 23.
That'll hit.
Jesus Christ.
And longsword is 18.
Yep.
Okay, so... Alright. Short sword was 8 piercing damage. Long sword is 10 slashing damage.
Okay. Joshamee springs forward and slices at this mind flayer, finally felling him to the ground.
Nice.
Guys, is everybody okay?
We lost.
Míchael.
Rhomash is going to run over to the dead mind flayer and start smashing its head in with his big paws.
Okay.
Like how they smash ice.
Rhomash, please. This is a time of mourning. We've lost a companion.
When Joan got resurrected back to, like, I mean, I guess technically where he would be able to go back to the mortal plane.
Yes.
Is his memory set back to, like, all the stuff from when he was actually alive? Or is it, like, what it was based on what has been this episode?
So Joan remembers everything that happened. He also remembers there being a gap of, in his mind, about 2 years where he was living with his family.
Okay, so he
and came
remembers
back.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so he has, like, an extension of 2 years on it.
Like a little present.
Well, I gotta say, well, it's good to be back. It's not quite the same now that Míchael's gone.
Who's this guy?
Rhomash is still smashing the mind
Ryder,
flayer.
this is Joan Red's son.
At your service. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure. My name is, Sir Ryder Jonathan Timothy Esquire the Third, at your service.
I think I'll just call you Johnny. That's the only name I remembered from all that.
Rhomash drags the mind flayer over to the cliff and throws it over.
Seebo would like to walk over towards where Míchael faded to dust and would like to see if anything was left behind.
Okay. As you walk over, there is nothing there.
A lone loincloth remains.
Okay.
Wait.
It's the porcupine
Seebo
one.
would like to take the dagger that he has from long, long ago when, who was it? Oh, when Joshamee and Seebo were sticking each other with knives.
Yeah.
And he confiscated the knife, and then Seebo stole his knife back.
Right.
He wants to take that knife that he has, he's gonna stick it in the ground right there, and then he's gonna walk away.
Alright. After this brief memorial display and some quick catch-up to explain to Ryder who Joan is, suddenly you become aware of this noise way off in the distance. And as you look down, you see that the field down below this cliff has become full of all of these abhorrent abominations, and they're filling up the bottom down there, and you see that they are starting to work their way up a path that winds up to where you are.
I think it's time to go, maybe.
I grab up Roland and put him on Rhomage's back.
As you do so, you see that there is one way off of this cliffside as far as you can tell. However, you quickly calculate the distance and you realize that you're not going to quite be able to make it because these abominations are going to get there first. And then behind you, you hear a sound like a hammer smashing into rock. And this massive portal opens up behind you, and you see into another dimension where, if you remember, I told you that the time works differently in different dimensions. Mm-hmm. So this dimension appears to be going in, like, fast forward almost. Things are moving very quickly over there. And so you see a camp quickly erected and tents put up, and there are some smith shops, and basically all of the armaments of war are put together, and you see that this group is flying two different banners. Two banners that you never thought you would see together. The banners of Moradin and Bahamut. And with surprising swiftness, the followers of Moradin have helped to completely upgrade and retrofit new sets of armor for these followers of Bahamut, which now, in orderly rows, stream out through this portal. And at their head, marching, is none other than Míchael. Just to his right, flanking him, is his father, this time his real father. And they march up to your position.
Hello, my friends.
Míchael!
Aren't you dead? I keep meeting dead people today. It's weird. I was dead, but I don't think it's good to see you, Míchael.
I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I will just accept it, because this whole day has been fucking nuts.
Míchael, what happened?
Does Míchael have memories of the land of the living?
Yes, Míchael, you remember everything that happened, but you have now passed on. You are a member. In fact, you are at the head of Bahamut's host of the undead soldiers. This is his immortal army.
Rhomash purrs. Bears purr.
Bears can purr.
Bears can purr.
For the choices that I have made in my quest, I seem to have received a promotion upon my letting go of the bonds of the material plane. I bring aid if you are beyond this plane or if you are asking for it, as long as we can provide it.
Well, I mean, we followed you all the way into hell just to kill Míchael, and he's dead now. So I guess we gotta keep marching on, right? I mean, another battle for victory since we're already here.
Ryder takes out his lute and starts singing a war ballad about Míchael and this weird place that they're in and how he slayed Malleoculus with the power of Bahamut.
You guys size up this growing horde, and I think it becomes quickly evident to all of you that this is not a battle where mortals will stay mortal, if that's their intent, if you know what I mean.
They will let loose this mortal coil.
If you guys stand and fight here, you guys are gonna pass on.
We don't need that. Rhomash has memories to remember.
Hey, is there any way we could, backtrack through the portal, maybe put a pin in this fight and not die? Because I know you're dead, but I'm not, and I like to keep that way.
Rhomash is going to turn back into Rhomash, walk over to Míchael. He's going to remove his necklace of skeleton pieces that he's gotten, and he's going to offer to Míchael, saying, "Best of luck, my friend. May your battle be long and glorious."
And to you as well, fair dragon. To your next breath. May it not be your last.
As long as we're giving gifts, here you go. It's a first edition of the Ballad of Míchael. I hope you enjoy it. Have your bards sing you this.
We have beautiful. No bards here, only warriors.
They can try though.
Alright.
Warriors gotta have hobbies.
Yes. Some of us have taken up smithing.
I have heard Marines sing Barbie Girl, so I mean, anything's possible.
So after this exchange, Míchael and the host of Bahamut turn and march forward, cutting off the the host of Tiamat as they have started climbing up this cliffside, and they are leaving you a small gap that you can make for this exit out of this area if you're wanting to try to make a break for it.
Rhomash picks up Roland and yeets himself on out.
Yep, Seebo's gonna follow.
I'm gone.
Exit stage left.
As you run through, you take one last look behind, and you see the followers of Bahamut begin their charge as once again, as they have for thousands of years past and will for thousands of years to come, the followers of Bahamut and Tiamat clash in an epic struggle. And then your vision is obscured as you run through. You go through this portal, and it brings you out into an area that you find very familiar. You are back in that area where you first came in, where there was all of the different armies fighting against each other. Except now, a new group appears to have joined the fray. On a hill across from where you have appeared, a portal has been opened. And you see, standing in this portal, doing their very best to hold the whole thing open, is Jairus and Larson, who have their hands outstretched and they are straining to keep this portal open. And down through into the fray is a group of soldiers that you recognize quite well. It is Míchael and the entire army, and they have pushed through. And among them, you also see your companions that you left behind. You see Dracarys is there as well, carving his way through. And you see, striding behind them, a man that you recognize but have not met. He's tall, and he's got shocking orange hair with a great beard, and he's wearing black armor with a image of a red bear emblazoned on it. And in fact, King Ezra himself has come to ensure that you make it out. They work their way to you and surround the group of you and bring you back through, and you all step through the portal back into Bloodvarn.